In this world, there is an individual and then there is a society. If the individual is on one end, society is on the other. And in between them lie all sort of arrangements which we tend to call groups. Some of these groups are small while others not so much. Friends, families, companies, cooperatives, political parties and religion. Each group, whether small or large, is usually firmly held together by its own codes. It has its own goals and purposes. It has its own classification and identity. So what really is an ideal society? The question to be asked in determining whether a given society is an ideal society is not whether there are groups in it, because groups exist in all societies. This is true for one part of the world as it is for others. Rather, the questions to be asked in order to determine an ideal society are: how open and free is the interaction among different groups which exist in the society? Do the forces that separate these groups outnumber the forces that unite them? How numerous and varied are the interests which are consciously shared by these groups? Are these differences really meant to create a conflict among us, and are we able to identify and remove them? Can we use our differences in order to learn something from one another and grow together as a society? The true strength of a society depends upon the presence of points of contact and possibilities of interaction between various groups which are present in it. The world we live in is always coming apart. What determines if we continue to live worthily are the threads which aid in bringing all these elements together.